What's up, everybody? I'm back, baby. You guys already know what I'm talking about. I stay about it. Well, anyways, Mr. Lucky Sunzu, Mr. Hoodstocks, my boy. He's in the limelight right now. He's always in the limelight, though. You know what I mean? It is what it is. He wouldn't be Hoodstocks if he wasn't in the limelight, right? So, anyways, people, I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on the situation that everybody's speaking on about Mr. Lucky Sunzu. Just as a reminder, people, I was a guest on his show. He interviewed me a while back. You know, that's the boy right there. I've been watching him since day one. But that's here nor there, people. You know, I'm not biased, so I'm going to speak my mind and let it be known the way I feel about this whole situation here. But before we go and do that, I need to remind you guys, this is a fitness channel with a twist. I will always elaborate about fitness, nutrition, or overall health in general, give nutritional tips and guidance into helping people becoming that best version of themselves on working on their health, because health is wealth, people. We need to start investing in our overall health today. That way we could be around a lot longer for the days to come for our family. That way we can make new memories, people. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not about how much weight you lose. It's about how much life you gain out of investing in your overall health. And with my program, guaranteed to work, 3-month program, you will see results. You can lose up to 30 pounds of fat and build muscle at the same time. Guaranteed, people. It's all about consistency and having a dialed in nutrition. And I customize everything for you. There's not gonna be 2 team members with the same rutinas, you know, especially their nutrition. But anyways, people, with that being said, I'm going to speak on, before I get too lucky, this myth that we all grew up believing about eggs being bad for us, the high cholesterol, okay, whoop, this and that. But before I go and do that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, share this channel, hit the hype button. Another thing, when you subscribe, go to your notification bell and put it on all. That way you can be notified of all the content that I be dropping. I give out nutritional tips on a daily, people. Very beneficial for your overall health. You could start off with these free tips that I give you guys and start working on your health. If you decide to take it to the next level, that's when you hit me up. It's highpowerfitness.net. You can check out my website, or you could hit me up through my Instagram. It's high_power_fitness, high_power_fitness_. Now, with that being said, let's speak a little bit about eggs. What actually happens if you have 2 eggs every single day, people? People have this consideration that eggs will increase their cholesterol. That is completely outdated info and absolutely not true, people. Okay, did you know that your liver actually makes 75% of the cholesterol that's in your body? When you eat a little bit more, your body will make less. Makes sense, right? Out of all the protein that you could possibly eat, eggs are at the very top of the list as far as quality, being complete, having all the amino acids, as well as being very bioavailable, which is about maximizing absorption. Okay. They're super high in choline, which actually can help melt fat away from the liver. It can help you with your fatty liver, people, and it supports brain. It will support your brain as well as your gallbladder. Eggs are also very high in an antioxidant called carotenoids, which is really good for the retina to help you see, especially in dim light and at night, as well as prevent macular degeneration. Eggs have pretty much every single nutrient that you need except vitamin C. So that dated information that people still live by from the past, you need to shake that, because eggs are really good for you. I eat eggs every day. I eat an equivalent of, I'm going to give you an example, to almost about anywhere from 15 to 20 eggs a day. But mine are egg whites, okay? And the reason why I choose to do that, I'll incorporate, you know, a couple fresh eggs throughout the day as well, maybe 4 of them. The reason why I choose to do that is because I like to get my fat from other resources. avocados. I love avocados. So at the end of the day, it's going to be on each and everybody's own individual preference. And that's what I do on my program, people. I dial in your nutrition. You know, I teach you about all this stuff. You know, just because you think in your head that eating healthy is going to be more expensive, it's a lot cheaper. And I just had that question by me when I was checking out of Walmart the other day, because when I buy by bulk. You know what I mean? I go in there and buy me a case of egg whites. You know, I get me like 4 gallons of this milk that I drink. You know, I get me cases of tuna, you know, stuff like that. And as far as the vegetables and all that, I get cases of green beans, onions. I eat really healthy and clean, people. And these meals that I put together, by the time my meal is constructed, it creates a volume that's gonna create a sense of satisfaction in your stomach. When you compare it to eating in pleasure, yes, you could eat in volume, but you're going to be doing so much harm to your body. And that's why people can't eliminate the fat that they have on their body. So in order to eat in a pleasurable way, you're going to really have to be strict about dialing in the amounts that you eat. And I guarantee you're going to find yourself hungry in between meals. And that's the worst thing that you can do, is when you start snacking. I call that grazing. That is absolutely bad for your overall health. That's what slows the process on all of these diets that people try to take on, you know, because they don't understand the nutritional science behind this. You know, if you can manipulate your body and make it believe that it's being nourished the way it should be, it's going to keep your hormones under control. It'll keep these other cravings and urges that you want. You know, and like I said, that's where I come in as a fitness coach, people. So anyways, man, with that being said, if you're really serious about getting started in your fitness journey, whether it be just to get healthy or maybe you have an upcoming event, hit me up. It's highpowerfitness.net. You can check out my website. I have material there, you know, transformations and all the whole 9 yards. Or you could go to my Instagram. It's high_power_fitness, high_power_fitness_. That's where I originally started off doing my fitness, my online coaching was through there. I went from fat to fit to ripped. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, people. Usually I'm out here without a shirt. Why? Because I can. I'm very proud of the results that I've acquired, because I put in the work, and it's really not that hard. Like I said, you don't have to spend countless hours at the gym. It's all about consistency with the dialed in nutrition, and that equals the results, baby. You know what I mean? I'm in the best shape of my life, people. I could help you achieve them levels. And like I said, it isn't hard. It's following a simple blueprint. When you sign up with my program, I will coach you through the whole program, teach you about everything that you need to know. That way you could apply this to your everyday life for the rest of your life. And it's very sustainable. Why? Because I don't expect you to do these drastic cuts and drastic diets that are going to be uncomfortable and unbearable. Because for a beginner that's never really invested in their overall health, or it never had any type of experience in working out, it's going to make them derail. You know, so I don't want that. I want anybody and everybody, whether it be their first time, experienced or non-experienced, I want them to become comfortable in their journey. You know, I know that a lot of people say you got to come out of your comfort zone. I understand that to a certain extent, but really, you don't have to. You know what I mean? Especially if you're going to make this a lifetime commitment. You go on cruise control, because if you burn yourself out, it's like with anything. When you put too much, and you don't get the results that you're expecting, because you build it up here in your mind that you should be looking a certain way, and when you don't achieve them goals, it discourages you. And then it diverts you to another route, the path of less resistance. So that's what we try to avoid right here in my program on High Power Fitness. You know, it's a lifetime commitment. You know, you don't have to be committed to me for the rest of your life, but I'll teach you and provide you with the tools and the knowledge. That way you could do this on your own. Guaranteed after 3 months, you wouldn't have to sign back up with me unless you want to take it to that next level. Well, anyways, once again, I'm a rambler. I should jump straight to the punch. Today's punch theme is Mr. Lucky Sunzu. Hood stocks, baby. Lucky used the word that people are. I trip out, and I get it the same. I get the same type of feedback from people. They're always trying to justify why people use certain words. They're trying to make justification for their actions. You cannot do that for anybody. Only that man knows why he chose to use that word. We all know. Well, let me correct myself. We all don't know the way Lucky is. I know the way Lucky is. Do I believe he used that word in an offensive way? Absolutely not. That's Lucky. But there is going to be them individuals that will find it offensive. I'm going to bring it short and sweet to this because, hey, to me, I find that N-word that these guys be using way more offensive than that. A lot of people try to justify and say that Lucky, he used that because it was Boys in the Hood line. That line has been used before Boys in the Hood was even made. Let's keep it real. If you guys want to keep it real here, every culture has their little words that they've used against other races. Were they being racist? No, we were being children. We didn't know any better. You know what I mean? And I'm being honest and sincere here because I have love for everybody. I don't give a fuck what you identify as. And like I said, I'm not racist. I hate everybody the same. So people are going to take it for what they want. Yes, Lucky used a word. And I actually didn't get to see the whole video. Somebody actually sent me a clip of it and asked me about it. So I'm over here voicing my opinion. Hey, once you throw a rock in a glass house, there ain't no taking it back. You know what I mean? Something's going to break. Straight up, Is it going to affect this channel? No, not at all. Not at all. Because there's a lot of brothers that Lucky's had on his show, and they know the way Lucky is. I don't see Lucky the way he used to be when he first started, because back in the day, Lucky was, my boy, he was getting motherfucking his Southside boogie on. He was doing a lot of drinking or whatever they were doing, you know what I mean? They were having a good old time. It was like a homie party right there, you know what I mean? A motherfucking gangster party. I can relate to that, but I really don't see him really pisteandoing anymore. You know what I mean? I see that he's taking an interest in working on his overall health. I wish he would tap in with me. That way I could get him dialed in. But I really don't think he's ready for that because he knows he could tap in with me at any time he wants. Anytime that he wants to. Because with my program, I'm not very strict on certain diets and all that. At the end of the day, it's up to you how you want to look. The look that you're chasing after, the look that you're acquiring. That plays a major role. But anyways, I rambled on a lot. Yes, I did. There's been a lot of people trying to justify why Lucky chose to use that word. You cannot speak for that man. And at the end of the day, all bullshit aside, people may not like what I have to hear what I have to say. But that man doesn't fucking have to answer to nobody. You know what I mean? There's nobody out here on social media, even though every person out here, these fucking mashikas out here think they really are somebody that they need to be answered to. They don't. It's funny. I find this hilarious, man. I just laid a fucking dumbass to rest, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to speak on him. You guys already know. And that's the way I roll, So if anybody tries to bring any of that past negative energy back to my channel, I'm just going to delete your comments. Why? Because that's the type of person I am. Like I said, there's a time and place for everything, baby. And what I do, it's not going to be posted and boasted out here on social media. That's like doing a you know what, I'm not even going to get into that because people are going to start to twist shit up about that as well. But anyways, Mr. Lucky Sunzu, he did his thing. At the end of the day, he doesn't have to answer to anybody. All you folks that are out there trying to justify why he used that word and where he got it from, I hate to bust your guys' bubble, but that word has been used for way before Boys in the Hood was even created. You know what I mean? And like I've said, and it comes from all races. We've used certain words. I'm going to give you another example here. When my motherfucking paisas call me pocho, do I get offended? No, I don't. Because I know when they address me with that title, they're saying it with love. It all depends how you throw it out and who you're throwing it out to. You see what I'm saying? My paisas, I tell them, hey, ¿qué onda, güey? They don't get offended. My father-in-law trips when I say that because he believes that they would get offended, but they don't. They trip on me, you know what I mean? Because they know who I am, and they know I say it with love. You know, so you guys, you Mr. Mashika's out there, Mr. I'm not even going to say their names, but you guys know who I'm talking about. It's funny. It's hilarious to me. You know what I mean? And just a real quick thing I wanted to address here real quick. Nobody is going to dictate what I do in my life. I have some upcoming future events that are going to be mind-blowing, you know, so I would never jeopardize my opportunities that I have aligned with me right now. You know, I'm just not going to. It would be foolish. It's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? Just to be out here doing all this, it's crazy. But anyways, people, the Rambler rambled. It is what it is. I said what I had to say about Mr. Lucky Sunzu. Much love and respect to you, my boy. You already know what time it is, man. I support Lucky to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was a guest on his show. You know, but Casey, my boy, you already know. Droops, you already know. Fucking, what's the comedian guy? Hey, Dispensa Carnal. I forgot your name. Oh my God, I can't think of it. He's a comedian guy. He was there for a short while. Yeah, good dudes, man. Real good dudes. Lot of cool cats been through there, and there's a lot of J cats that's been through there as well. You know, at the end of the day, I said what I had to say. People are gonna believe what they believe, and they're gonna take it for whatever it's worth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure there's gonna people that are gonna try to twist things up and stir things up, such as that fucking Adam Sandler guy, or what's his name, Adam 16 or 22. I don't even fucking know that cat's name. You know, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Someone asked me if I wanted to be on that dude's show, but I heard so much stuff about him. They asked me if I would want to be on them because I guess they had a direct contact with them, and I said, nah, I couldn't do that, G. You know what I mean? It's just, it wouldn't look good, straight up. Even though I've seen other homies on there, but at the end of the day, every homie has to make their own bed, and I'm not gonna make a bed that I'm not gonna feel comfortable in. You feel me? There was something that was brought to my attention this morning too, with my flick being with other individuals. You know, I have no control over that. You know, if I had it my way, it wouldn't be up there because I appreciate the recognition, carnal. But you didn't have to do that, my G. You know what I mean? Because I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I am a person that doesn't pray, but you know, I made an exception them 2 times and hit my knees and said a prayer for your grandson. Real talk, my boy. Well, anyways, Stomper was the other cat. I believe that's his name, Stomper from Woodstock. He's a comedian now. Funny guy, man. Good dude, man. Really good dude. Big ass fool too, man. I've chopped it up with him more than once, and you know, in person. Good dude, man. Well, anyways, people, with that being said, man, if you guys want to get started in your fitness journey, you know what time it is. Go check me out on my Instagram. I went from fat to fit to ripped. You can check out my other videos. I usually have my t-shirt off. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, phew, you know what I mean? You can probably see a little bit even through this hoodie right here, baby. You know what I mean? Hey, OG's on point, man. You know, it is what it is, and anybody could be there. You know, it's not hard. It's very simple. It's following a simple blueprint that I provide for you, and we'll get you them results. But like and subscribe. 10,000 subscribers. I will start doing lives, and on my lives, everybody's welcome to pull up. People, remember, hit that hype button for me. That way it boosts me out there. I learned that from the boy from Lucky, from Maravilla. He's always using that little catchphrase right there. So I picked up a little game from him. You know what I mean? That's just to let you guys know. I really don't invest all my time on the social media. I usually do this, you know, at a certain part of the day, and then I shoot it out to you guys, you know, for entertainment and for educational purposes. That's what I do. Anyways, people, with that being said, get up and get yours.